Hello.
It's so cold, you guys.
It's really, really cold.
I don't remember whose idea it was to film these in the car, but they're made of butt cheeks.
I believe that would be Brad.
Well, then he's made of butt cheeks.
Yeah, he is. He's not even in the shot. Okay.
Hello!
Hi.
Okay, so we went and saw I, Frankenstein, and it was just about as ridiculous as I expected it to be.
It was exactly what the trailer says it's gonna be. Frankenstein.
It's like an unofficial Underworld sequel.
Yeah.
With all new characters and a different plot, but it's basically an Underworld sequel.
Yeah.
Okay, so Frankenstein's monster. The beginning of the movie actually is pretty in keeping with the plot of the book, because he hunts down Frankenstein's wife and kills her, and then Dr. Frankenstein chases him to the Arctic tundra, and then there freezes to death, and Frankenstein's monster hauls him back to his family's graveyard to bury him, and I don't know.
Demons attack.
Do whatever he was planning on doing. So demons attack him, and then gargoyles save him, and that's about how the movie goes from there. It's like the demons are the bad guys, and they're led by Bill Nighy, and the gargoyles are sort of the good guys, and they're led by some buggy-eyed lady, and Aaron Eckhart is Frankenstein's monster. They named him Adam. Kind of like caught in the middle and all gruff and doesn't want to get involved, but then he totally has to get involved because he meets a lady scientist who's really pretty and he wants to do her, and all's well that ends well the end. Did I miss anything?
No, that's the entire fucking movie. That was the entire movie. This was the dumbest fucking movie.
It wasn't the dumbest movie. There have been dumber movies, but this was just unapologetically dumb. I had a good time. There were some parts that I was laughing with the movie, and there were some parts where I was laughing at the movie. But again, I was expecting that to happen.
I was laughing almost entirely at the movie.
Some of that shit they had to have done on purpose.
I don't think so.
Like that, just the gravitas with which he delivered the line, "I, the son of Frankenstein. I, Frankenstein." Boom! Lightning bolt in the background. It's what that sound effect was. I don't know if it was clear. But, okay, so first of all, Bill Nighy was having so much fun in this movie. He was practically doing, the Love Actually dance whenever he delivered his lines, the little, hip shimmy.
He's always having so much fun in movies. He really doesn't give a shit what he's doing. I think he's just one of those dudes that's like, I get to work, cool, and it just goes and has fun.
Demon Lord. Okay, got it. Do you fear death? No, okay. But, Buggy-Eyed Lady was pretty good. This movie was written by a 5-year-old. But everyone was doing their lines straight, so it made it really funny.
Yeah.
We could get into, the technical inaccuracies, and we could get into the giant gaping plot holes, but it was what we expected this movie to be. Although I will say the one thing that bothered me was, okay, part of the plot was that, the demons wanted to capture Frankenstein's monster so that they could examine him and figure out how to reanimate corpses, because they had just a matrix load of corpses in little corpse pods in the basement that they wanted to reanimate so that they could then possess those reanimated corpses and bring to life a possessed undead army. And they didn't have the technology to do that, which is why they needed Frankenstein's monster. However, once they got the technology, it turned out that each corpse pod had a little ticking clock on it that said 35% reanimated. So apparently, they didn't have the technology to reanimate them, but they had the technology to gauge the amount of reanimation that had taken place.
Well, I just love the fact that they had been collecting those bodies for, according to Bill Nighy's character,
Centuries!
So some of the ones on the lower levels were kind of smelly and putrid. Just kind of more like puddles than people.
They don't care, they're demons.
Yeah, well,
They're not winning any beauty pageants anyway.
No, this was just one of the stupidest fucking things ever. And I can't say that I had a bad time, but I will not say that it was even remotely a good movie.
No.
It was one of those movies that, like, if I hadn't seen trailers for any of this shit, and someone's like, we're gonna go see a Frankenstein movie, and took me to this, I'd have been pissed. I'd have been so pissed. But since I saw trailers for it, and it basically looked like an Underworld sequel.
It's Sexy Frankenstein.
It really is. It's like, hey,
they only did the
let's
beefcake.
draw some scars on it.
They only did beefcake a couple times. For the most part, he was just wearing like a hoodie and some jeans. But there's one part he's like, oh yeah, you gotta fix this thing on my back. Let me get my shirt off real quick, glistening in the moonlight. And
all the guy liner in the world.
Oh yeah, he was
just rocking some guy liner.
Very goth rock. But it was also, there was a couple scenes where he was striding purposefully, and they were showcasing the bulges as he was walking. It was very, those pants weren't leaving much to the, like, it made me wonder about the mechanics of the reanimation, but that wasn't touched on in the plot, except for the romantic subplot, so presumably it's all in working order, but he shouldn't have his pants that tight, though, because it's gonna mess with the sperm count.
Especially if he's running around and jumping a lot.
Well, yeah, exactly.
I mean, that
but
can't be
not got much to work.
Chafing.
Plus, Dr. Frankenstein, how much attention would he have paid to making sure that business was in working order?
Probably not. Well, you never know.
Yeah, he was a weird dude.
Yeah, it's just, yeah. No, it looked exactly like an Underworld movie. It was acted almost exactly like an Underworld movie.
There was one part where he had this big axe that broke open into two Klingon batliths, and he put him in the floor to do giant keys that
wasn't
opened
him.
up.
That was Gideon.
Yeah, Gideon.
Gideon the gargoyle.
But I was kind of hoping it would open up like an Underworld, and a Bill Nighy the vampire would rise up from the ground. She's like, please, oh, please, oh, please. Oh, treasure chest.
Fucking that poor dude who played Gideon. I like that guy.
He was just a whole big bucket of nothing, though.
Yeah, he just needs to. I like that dude. He was on Spartacus, and I liked that show because it was so ridiculously stupid but fun. And then he went and did Live Free or Die Hard, or whichever.
He just wasn't very charismatic.
He's the one where he's Bruce Willis's son in the movie.
Okay.
It's just fucking pointless character.
But, okay, we should explain. Gideon was, the right-hand man to the Gargoyle Queen.
Yeah,
and every time the Gargoyle Queen was like, you have the potential to have a soul, the Frankenstein monster, Gideon's like, no, you don't. We should kill you. I'm still a good guy, but,
He's the tough-as-nails soldier character.
Yeah, he was just, but he was, just not very charismatic, just some random burr-haired blondie dude, and he didn't make it.
Oh, there's so many explosions in this movie. Because when people die, they explode.
Oh, yeah, when the demons die, they explode downward, because they descend. And then when the gargoyles die, they explode upward, because they ascend into heaven.
Yeah, the gargoyles, or what was it? They were the servants of the Archangel Michael, or
I guess so. They didn't really ever communicate, with the Archangel or God or anything.
No, they said that the Queen
there was one point where the Queen was
praying
at a big altar, but I don't understand where that cathedral was even supposed to be.
I don't think it was anywhere
in the middle
specific.
of some random town.
I think it's Europe somewhere.
Whatever.
I also loved how everybody in that movie is very, very European, except for Frankenstein.
Yeah, he was just kind of Aaron Eckhart.
Yeah.
Well, he
was Aaron Eckhart doing the Batman growly voice.
He was over-enunciating Batman growly voice. And he lived in the forest for 200 years.
the far corners
just
of the
because
world.
he didn't feel like doing stuff. And so basically he spent 200 years standing on a mountaintop playing with those like holy sticks that they gave him. It was like nunchucks without the chuck, like the chainy bit in the middle.
Yeah, I loved the explanation of the weapons in this movie. Nothing can kill a demon except for
like a sanctified weapon.
And everything can be sanctified with this mark, so everything's a fucking weapon.
It's like a line with like 3 crossy lines, like specifically not an actually holy symbol, although it could be wrong. Definitely not one of the main ones, but definitely cross-like. And so, yeah, it's basically like, there's this room full of special sanctified weapons, and also you can just draw something on something in a pinch.
Yeah.
And also, apparently, if you draw it on a dude, he'll explode. Yeah. So, just whatever.
Yeah, nothing can kill a demon except for everything.
Yes, everything as long as you draw a picture on it. Or if it's water touching a thing with the picture on it.
Yeah,
or if you draw the picture on him, or if you have a thing that is the picture, and you stab him with it.
Yeah. And apparently nothing could kill a gargoyle except for a creature with no soul, which means any demon can just poke them really hard and they explode.
I didn't understand that either. They were just like, it's whenever a gargoyle befit the plot to die, a gargoyle died.
But the first 2 they showed, they literally got poked to death. Like, got poked with a finger.
Was that what happened? Because they were like swarmed with stuff, and then there's roar, and this...
Yeah, there was a close-up, and it was poked with the fucking Vulcan death pinch in the middle
They didn't have fingernails, like, whoa. So maybe that's what it was.
Maybe it was.
Because they're teeming with germs and diseases, so maybe gargoyles are just really susceptible to soulless diseases.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's about it. It's Frankenstein.
Yeah, the whole movie was very blue and orange.
If you liked the...
so much blue and orange.
Well, because, ever since I read that article, it was all like, hey, have you noticed that movies do blue and orange a lot? Every time it happens, I notice, and it happens a lot.
Well, contrasting colors, they make things pop.
But why does everyone have to be orange anymore? It's like, since the background is blue, the flesh has to be orange, so everyone's an Oompa Loompa. But anyway, if you like the Underworld sequels, you'll like this movie. That's my final thought on it.
Fuck this movie.
Fuck it, I didn't have a bad time.
It was so bad. It was so bad. It was so unintentionally bad. Let me put it that way. But god damn if it wasn't funny.
It was fun. And it was sexy Frankenstein, and that's what I came in expecting to see. No, I just need sexy werewolf. No, I see sexy werewolf. I just need sexy mummy, and...
They already did that.
Did they do sexy mummy?
Yeah, the mummy movies. That's sexy.
Oh, he was not sexy. Brendan Fraser was sexy in that movie, but...
Mummy turned out to be a good-looking dude.
Arnold Vosloo, is that his name?
Whatever.
I guess so. Okay, point taken. I guess I've hit the sexy trifecta.
Yeah, and sexy vampires are everywhere.
Sexy creature from the Black Lagoon we haven't had yet.
Give it a week.
So okay, we got that to look forward to.
It'll be out by the end of the fucking year.
Sexy
Invisible
Igor?
Man.
Sexy Invisible Man was Kevin Bacon.
That's true. Huh. Yeah. Yeah. No.
We had Sexy Jekyll and Hyde because of that British miniseries.
Yeah.
Yeah. Running out of sexies.
Yeah. No.
Should we do previews? We got some new ones. I'm trying to remember.
We did get some new ones. We got the teaser for Expendables 3. Okay, so when the Expendables, the first...
What movie is that? That's from the Killing Fields, is it? Because all I know it from is fucking Spaceballs.
Yeah, it's from something.
It's from something originally. It's not the Hogan's Heroes song. That's what I always get confused with. I think it's the Killing Fields, but it's a movie I haven't seen. But I just know it is the Dink Dink song from Spaceballs. Yeah. But anyway, they're playing that song over kind of like a techno remix, and they're just all sort of like lurching forward out of the darkness.
And it's obviously green screen, which is hilarious.
And then
it's
they light
all of them in a row, and they turn around, and
Stallone
it
looks really enthusiastic, and the others are various shades of enthusiastic, and ranging to melancholy with Mel Gibson here on the edge.
Yeah, Mel Gibson.
He looks almost sheepish, like, "Hey guys,
I'm here too.
Is this okay? I feel like this might be okay."
I was the biggest proponent of the first one before it came out. I was like, this movie's going to be so stupid and great.
I didn't really like the first one. Brad keeps telling me that I'll like the second one. I just haven't got around to seeing it.
The second one's much better than the first one. I mean, it's still horrible, but it's just like, why is this a thing? Really, why is it a thing?
Because reasons. Because they need money, and because it is a funny concept. And if the second one is better than the first one, then probably I'll like it, because I do like dumb shit. But this one has I want to see if the Mel Gibson, to see what he's gonna do. Apparently it's got Benicio del Toro. No, Antonio Banderas.
Antonio Banderas.
Maybe it's got Benicio del Toro, and I couldn't read all the names that went by so fast.
Yeah, it was literally like all the names popped up, and then it just cut to black. And then we got the full trailer for that Arnold Schwarzenegger movie Sabotage, which Brad and I got a couple weeks ago.
It had 2 women in it. I was so excited. There was at least one of them isn't the romantic interest.
Well, he's married. He's going to get his wife and his kid.
Yeah, right? So, like, there's actually 3 women, although one of them has been kidnapped.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's like the badass cop lady and the badass explosions expert. I'd be willing to bet money that one of them will turn out to be evil, but that does leave one female character that isn't a romantic interest or turns out to be a bad guy.
Yeah, the kidnapped one.
No, because I've got 2, and only one. Maybe they'll both turn out to be a bad guy. Anyway, it looks fun.
It looks horrible, but fuck it, I'm in.
Sabotage.
Yeah, no, that looks so right up Brad's fucking alley that it hurts my brain.
Well, and Arnold looks like he's having fun.
Okay. Good for Arnold.
What else did we get?
Fuck. I don't really remember.
Every time I say I'm gonna write them down, and every time I don't.
Because we got a bunch of teaser trailers. I think Sabotage was the only full trailer we got.
I think I kind of just expected us not to have very long attention spans since we were there to see I, Frankenstein.
Oh, we got a full trailer for Pompeii. That's right.
That's right.
Which I giggled manically through the entire thing.
He was giggling obtrusively loudly through the entire thing.
I'm sorry.
I'm trying to focus on the Pompeian-ness, and I hear ha 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 factually inaccurate ha 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 ha. Speaking of which, how is it factually inaccurate? Because I don't know shit from Pompeii.
It's just.
It looked like Titanic, but Pompeii. Because it's like
well, that's exactly what it looks like.
Yeah, it's Jon Snow and some broad, and they're like in Pompeii, and then Pompeii starts to explode, and then he's like running and holding her hand, and like, I'll never let go, and then it shows like 2 corpses, so presumably they don't make it out.
Well, it's just this ridiculous voiceover. It was the jewel of our empire. It's like, what? Really? Because we didn't know it was there until we fucking dug it up.
Well, it was the jewel not of our empire.
Yeah,
Jewel of our empire is Boise, Idaho.
Is it?
Yeah.
Really?
So pretty.
Boise?
It's glistening in the bowl of the Idaho.
I would have thought Omaha, but...
Is it Omaha? Yeah. Maybe we got 2 jewels.
Yeah.
But anyway, Pompeii on Volcano Day.
Yeah.
I'll go see it. Stuff is exploding. Just...
Kaboom!
Which is probably part of the reason I liked I, Frankenstein, because they had like...
There were so many explosions.
It was probably CGI. It was in 3D, we should mention. I didn't realize until we got here. But,
the 3D honestly wasn't terrible.
Not at all.
It wasn't really distracting.
It's everything was exploding forward and then swinging backwards and then back out at you again, and there was all like clouds converging interestingly on the foreground. And
I mean, it was ridiculous. It was completely pointless 3D, but it wasn't bad. I mean, since the entire movie was basically CGI anyway.
And when the big bad died, like everything exploded around him, inward, and it was very. It probably wasn't a set piece, but it looked like a set piece. You know what I mean? Like it sort of looked like in League of Extraordinary Gentlemen when the city's collapsing behind the car. It kind of looked like that. And I saw the special features for that, and that was an actual model.
It was actually a really shitty movie.
What, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen?
Oh God!
It was bad, but if it's on TV, I'll watch the shit out of it. Like Meta Harker.
That's one of those things.
Tom Sawyer, Pichu.
Yeah.
Dorian Gray, man. That's my impression of that movie. It's Sean Connery's swan song, baby. You should appreciate it.
You're so pretty.
But, fuck me, I should remember more. I guess they went and saw Nut Job.
Oh, God.
Which, I guess it's squirrels?
Yeah, squirrels.
The end. But yeah, I'm glad we saw our movie instead of their movie.
Oh, I am too. I mean, honestly, for my first movie of the year, I understood it's January. It's going to be a fucking shitty one. At least it was a funny, shitty one.
Mm-hmm. Well, I plan on, I want to see all the Oscar movies before the Oscars come out. Because usually, we have our Oscar party, and, we have, the sheets where you try to guess. And usually I do fairly well, second or third place. But I haven't seen a majority of the movies on the sheet, so I want to see if seeing the movies makes me do better at predicting or worse. Or predict worse.
Yeah, I think the only person who beat me last year was Buford, and I didn't see hardly any of the fucking movies last year.
Well, you were phoning in your votes, weren't you?
No, I was here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
I couldn't remember. Well, because there was one year when you were in Chicago and texting your total count.
That would have been 3 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe even longer.
It's not new news that I have a terrible memory.
I know.
But yeah, I'm just sitting here trying to remember the rest of the previews, but I got nothing.
Yeah, no, this movie made me dumber.
This movie made me happier. In my cockles. Bye!